Are you looking for a place in Texas that has great schools, a small town feel, luxurious homes and properties? Today we're going to be talking about Prosper, Texas, so let's do this. So we're going to start things off here at Prosper City Hall. Now, this City Hall was built recently back in 2018. They had the opening ceremony for it. The other neat thing about it is that it actually has a library inside. So if you live around this area, you could technically walk to the library. No, I'm not in Waco. No, I'm not at Magnolia. I'm here in Prosper, Texas. Now, historically, the silos and the railroad track have a little bit of history when it comes to Prosper. Before Prosper was actually a city, it was actually two settlements. One settlement was named Richland and the other settlement was named Rock Hill. Prosper's other high school is called Rock Hill High School. No coincidence there. In 1902, they actually decided to combine both of the settlements and make it into one city. Now, when they did that, someone said, well, let's just name it all Richland. Well, there was already another city in Texas named Richland, so they couldn't name it Richland. One of the guys stood up and said, what about Prosper? And they said, sounds good. And that's how Prosper became Prosper. The name change happened right around 1902 when it was first established as a city. And the railroad tracks kind of lend itself to some of the history. Prosper's commercial growth was all based on shipping, and the silos were a part of that. Everything around Prosper at one point was all farmland. Parts of McKinney, parts of Frisco, parts of Salina, all of the surrounding areas had a lot of farms, and they needed a place to ship all of their grains, all of their cottons, and all of their cottons. To ship all of their grain and all of their cotton. They would actually deliver it here to Prosper, and then Prosper would ship it on the train tracks here right behind me. So let's talk about the numbers. In Prosper, Texas, as of 2021, the population was right around 31,000 people. Now, obviously, since we're in 2022 right now, it's probably significantly more than that with the growth happening each year. As far as the size of Prosper itself, it's only about 25.45 square miles of land, and that's about a third of the size of Frisco. So as of today's date, February 11th, you can expect pricing in Prosper to start right around $325,000, and those are going to be for small 3 beds, 2 baths. And if you wanted a larger property, they can go all the way up to $2.9 million, giving you a wide range of sizes and styles of homes here in Prosper that have all been recently built. Now, there are a couple of properties that may be older, especially built right around here in this historic district, that you could probably get for less than $325, but just kind of give you a starting place for today's date. That's kind of what I would say. Prosper has 2 main housing types. Houses that are just your regular single-family properties, but then you're going to have single-family properties on lots of acreage. Prosper does offer several properties that are going to have a significant amount of acreage, anywhere from half an acre all the way up to 1 to 2 acres, depending on where the property is located. You will have a sprinkle of townhomes and condos throughout, but a majority of the properties are just going to be single-family here in Prosper. So if you are looking for affordable pockets or spots in Prosper, the tip that I'm going to give you is that actually look just outside of Prosper for areas that are still zoned to Prosper ISD. That way you're still in close proximity to Prosper and your kids are going to Prosper ISD, which is highly rated, and we'll talk about that more in just a little bit. Now, if you're wanting new construction here in Prosper, I have good news and bad news for you. There's really not any good news. The bad news is a lot of the construction here in Prosper has kind of gotten to a stopping point to where a lot of the builders are sold out and they're actually waiting on the next phase of construction. So a lot of the builders are going to say, hey, we're slowing down, we're sold out. As far as how much money you need to bring to the table when it comes to new construction, that's also hard to say because builders are increasing their prices each and every month. But if you want to kind of get an idea, I would say you probably need to bring at least $700,000 or $800,000 to the table if you want something decent-ish. It may be a little smaller than on what you're wanting to get, but that's just kind of the reality of new construction here in Prosper. So if you're trying to commute from Prosper to downtown Dallas, let's say your work is in downtown Dallas, I would expect about an hour and 17 minutes in rush hour traffic if that's where you're going to be traveling back and forth. And it will be on the Dallas North Tollway, so you're going to have to pay tolls both to and from, which can get pretty expensive, so keep that in mind. The other thing is if you are commuting to the Plano business area, the commute is a lot shorter. It's going to be anywhere from 24 to 35 minutes about to get you there during rush hour peak times. So not too terrible if you're trying to get to that North Plano business hub there. So the schools here in Prosper were actually recently built. Back in 2009, they built the first high school here in Prosper, and it cost them about $120 million, which for a high school during that time, that's a lot of money. So back in 2019, Prosper actually built its first football stadium, which Prosper not only uses that for football games, not only for Prosper High School, but also Rock Hill High School will also use that stadium. And for any community events, that stadium is utilized throughout the city. Surprisingly enough, Prosper ISD is actually a 6A campus, which to me was very surprising. So it's actually really big, has a lot of students. It's rated A+ according to niche.com. And as a district, Prosper ISD ranks 11th out of all the other districts in the entire state of Texas and 5th out of all the other districts in the state of Texas for athletes. So Prosper ISD is a great place for new recruits going to any of the major universities. The district is also top rated in the state in regards to safety, making it a great place to raise a family. Prosper ISD also has a 16-to-1 student-to-teacher ratio, and the other cool thing is that it's got a 98 to 99% graduation rate, and we looked at a couple of different sites to get you that information. If you're here in Prosper and you're visiting or you live here in Prosper, some great things that you want to make sure that you do are not only take advantage of the 15+ parks here in Prosper, including Frontier Park that has tons of baseball fields and soccer fields. You also want to take advantage of the Myers Park and Event Center that hosts dog shows, weddings, events, has lots of hiking and biking trails around it. As far as shopping, there's Tuscan Square as well as the Gates over in Prosper, which they are still growing and developing that area. You'll also want to take advantage of the Gentle Creek Golf Club and all of the other surrounding golf communities here in Prosper, because there are quite a few. The other thing that you want to take advantage of is the downtown area here in Prosper. It's tiny, but it's mighty. They got a lot of great mom and pop shops down the strip. And one of the coolest spots right next to historic downtown Prosper is Silo Park, where they have food trucks, live music every Thursday through Sunday here in Prosper. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. And for something totally amazing, you want to watch this video right here. And to watch an amazing video about McKinney, Texas, you want to watch this video right here. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.